I'm Andy Parkin, Managing Director of the Multi-Award Winning Speed Screed. I'm here to talk about Latex Leveling Screed. Latex Leveling Screed is a cement-based smoothing compound. Where it differs from other smoothing products is that there is a latex additive. Instead of mixing the compound with water, the water is replaced with a bottle of latex, which is then added to the mix. There is no additional water, just pour the bottle of latex in. When laying vinyl, ceramics, carpet and other floor coverings, latex leveling screeds levels out uneven substrates and leaves a smooth surface to bond to. The reason that the additive is latex is to give a degree of flexibility. If there is any slight movement with the substrate, the latex will allow for a small degree of that movement. This allows some latex leveling screed products to be bonded to materials such as plywood. When we talk about latex leveling screed, we need to consider the different types of screed construction. There are three types. Bonded is very relevant to latex leveling screed as it relies on the bond with the substrate. Therefore, latex leveling screed would be suitable for this type of construction. Unbonded is where you have a membrane in between the substrate and the screed. This type of construction is not something that would be suitable for a latex leveling screed. Floating construction is where you have the screed sat on insulation, be it acoustic or thermal insulation. This type of construction is not something that would be suitable for a latex leveling screed. When bonding, I think it's important to highlight the process. When looking at the substrate, it needs to be sound. When we say sound, it needs to be solid. If you have crumbling, cracking and other issues, then action needs to be taken before laying the screed. There is no point in laying a latex leveling screed onto something that isn't stable, because it will only result in the screed cracking and or delaminating. Checks should be made to ensure that the substrate is not contaminated. Contamination can be a variety of things: oils, grease, dust, anything that may have gone into the pores of the screed, or the capillaries of the screed or concrete. If there is contamination, it may require mechanical surface preparation, which may be grinding, scabbling or shot blasting. If there is paint on the surface, then it will need to be removed before laying the latex leveling screed. The surface needs to be clean and vacuumed if there is dust or dirt on the surface. Before the latex leveling screed is laid, a primer needs to be applied to the substrate to assist in the bonding of the latex screed and the substrate. Sometimes it can go down without the primer. Always read the instructions before laying. Either way, you are going to need some penetration of the surface. It needs to bond, so it may be that you have to grind off the first couple of millimeters of the matrix to get down to something that is bondable. If the substrate is power floated concrete, then the top of the matrix will need to be removed to get to the more open textured concrete that will allow the primer to penetrate. There are certain products that may go down directly onto a power floated surface, but again, you would have to look at the requirements for each individual product. In general, you would be looking at mechanically altering the surface to allow for better adhesion between the screed and the substrate. Latex leveling screed thickness varies from product to product. However, as a general guideline, here we have the following. Minimum depths are usually 2 to 3 mil. However, there are some products that can go down to feather edge. Feather edge being 1 mil, maybe even a little bit less. Maximum depths are around 10 to 15 mil. However, with the addition of bulking aggregates, normally kiln dried sand, some latex leveling screeds can go up to 30 mil. Latex leveling screed is normally used to smooth the surface of concrete and screeds when laying thin vinyl or thin floor coverings. Slight imperfections in the substrate will show up in these types of floor coverings. A latex leveling screed will smooth out those slight imperfections. I hope this helps with your latex leveling screed questions. If you would like any further help, please get in touch.